So late last night, I was doing a lot of research for an upcoming video where I was going to take a look at the used versus new market and also give you guys my experience in the last few months on how things have changed a lot. But then I stumbled on eBay on a listing that really shocked me in two ways, because there was some things that the seller was doing that was really questionable, and we'll talk about that soon. But at the same time, there was over 800 of these PCs that have been sold. And it got me thinking, I mean, all the hard work and effort that we put into this channel, and also other channels on YouTube, and also you guys in the community that go around and help everyone get the best value and also make sure they're not getting ripped off, it clearly isn't that strong in my opinion when a PC like this is just still floating out there in the wild and people are buying it in droves. So let's have a look at what this PC has inside and why it's so bad, even for $345. Now, when I first saw this PC on eBay and with the title, I thought, okay, Intel i5, 3.2 GHz, 8 GB of RAM, 1 TB hard drive, looks like it's got a decent case with some fans kitted out and some RGB bling. But then I clicked on the listing, and as I'm scrolling down, my face is just dropping more and more, and then I saw it had an Intel i5 650. Now make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much the only desktop variant of an i5 that has 2 cores. That's right, it doesn't even have 4 cores like you would expect with an i5. It's basically an i3 just glorified into an i5 because it had onboard graphics. It was actually one of the first iterations of a CPU to have a graphics portion on board. But to complicate things even more, when I checked out the graphics card, it had a 7470 inside with, whoa, wait for it, 1 GB of VRAM. Now, back in the day, I tried out a 7570, I think it was, and that was complete garbage for gaming. So this is sort of my first critique of the seller. The fact that he calls this a gaming PC in 2019 is pretty misleading. I think it should be called a retro gaming PC because it's not really going to be doing any modern gaming in 2019. Though to his credit, he does at least state that this thing can run terrible FPS in Fortnite. I'm guessing it's the absolute lowest resolution, lowest settings possible. And it's getting 27 FPS, but he says it's no lag. And make no mistake, I mean, your computer's probably not going to get any lag from the internet, but lag in general just means a sluggish, slow feeling. And at 27 FPS on a machine like this, it's going to feel laggy. But going through the rest of the specs, 8 GB of RAM, 1 TB hard drive, you'd think, yeah, this PC is okay in that regard. But then you look at the motherboard inside the pictures and it looks like it's a non-overclockable board. So if you wanted to extract more performance out of this i5 650, then you're going to be SOL because this thing is not going to overclock. And with that, even if you replace the graphics card inside, you're still going to be getting a terrible gaming experience. This thing will not play games like Apex Legends, for example. It barely plays Fortnite, and I wouldn't even call that play because 27 FPS. But upon closer inspection, looking inside the case, they're using a VS450. Now, Corsair do make a VS450 power supply, and it's actually a decent model for the money you pay. It'll definitely do a fine job of running a system that's non-overclockable in 2019. But when you look at the brand name, it's actually like a rip-off brand, so it's not even a true 450 watt power supply. So if you even changed out some of the components in the future, you're still going to have to change out the power supply because it's going to be pretty much complete crap. But the thing is, what confuses me more about this listing is the fact that over 800 people have bought this PC, and this guy's got pretty good feedback. I mean, has anyone in the audience out there, have you guys bought one of these PCs? And if so, were you happy? I'd seriously love to read your thoughts and opinions, because me personally, when I sell a gaming PC, I could never do this to someone. For me personally, it feels like it's borderline scamming because you're not selling someone a gaming PC. You're selling him literal garbage that no one wanted from these old office PCs, and he's probably repurposing them, putting them in a fancy case with a cheap power supply, and then saying they're gaming PCs. And when I posted on Twitter, people are replying and saying, hey, this is what I sold for a similar price. And for instance, it's got an RX 480 and it's got a much better CPU. that's kind of like what you would expect. And when I was in the US, I did put together a pretty good PC that Christopher Yee sold for me for $350 US, and it was just miles better than this PC right here, and I still managed to make a bit of a profit on that. But before we move on to the next part, and that's going to be the solution, let me know in the comments below, have you guys had friends that have been sort of oblivious to this and they've wanted to buy this, and then they've asked you a question and you've sort of sent them in the right direction? Because I know for a fact, if someone was to ask a question of whether this PC was good in this video's comments, I know pretty much all of you guys would steer them away from this and in the right direction. Same with the Discord server that we've got going on. But I guess now here's where things get better, because for literally the same money or a little bit less, you can build yourself a brand new system that will have better components and much better performance. Let's go through the list here. We've got a Ryzen 3 2200G. This is a true 4-core CPU. It also has a graphics portion on board and includes a CPU cooler. So as long as you get a motherboard, which we looked around and there's a B450 from ASRock for $65, and some 8GB of DDR4 memory. Now you do want this in dual channel, and you can pick this up for around $59. And then put this in your system, couple it with a decent case. In this case, I found one for $32, and a half decent power supply, like a 400 watt from EVGA for $35, 1TB hard drive. You should have no problems. This should set you up. And if you want to build something like this, there's so many guides out there on YouTube. Just put in there how to build your first PC, ask a friend or a family member. It's really not that hard, and you'll be saving yourself so much time and hassle. And on top of that, you'll actually get a proper warranty, as opposed to this eBay seller who I don't think, after that sort of 3-month sort of delay, or whenever it is on eBay, after that, I don't think you're going to be getting much warranty out of this PC. But lastly, you're probably thinking, okay, Brian, I need Windows 10. This guy's advertising Windows 10. Nowadays, you don't even need to activate Windows 10 to play games on it. So you can save money that way as well, and that's an option. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, I'll put some links in the description below for you guys. If you see this video and you're thinking about buying something like this PC off eBay, then don't. Just build yourself something brand new, or ask around in the comments on whether a PC for sale in your local area or another PC on eBay or Amazon is better value, and people here will point you in the right direction. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to hit that like button, and also let us know if you've seen any other examples of this. I know on the Twitter thread that I made for it, people were telling me that there was some CyberPower PCs that are still available with like FX 6300s and questionable GPUs, but I actually don't think that's CyberPower themselves selling that. It's sort of like a reseller that's using sort of like the brand name in the case to try and hose people essentially. And I just think with all the social media and all the open communication we have nowadays in 2019, this kind of stuff shouldn't be happening. I mean, people shouldn't be getting away with it, but they clearly are. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. If you enjoy the content, sub buttons there, bell buttons there. If you want to see the videos the moment they drop, also check us out on Instagram for an inside scoop before it even gets to YouTube. And I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.